Hi there, my name is Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel. As you can see behind me today, we're discussing Martin guitars again, and we've got some mango today. Isn't that right, Maury?
You are correct. Mango Monday.
Oh, no, I meant to say it's not Tuesdays with Maury, it's Monday with Maury.
That's Maury. People mistake that all the time. I'm Maury.
Oh, Maury,
Yeah.
Maury.
Or Marty or Murphy. A lot of things happen on the phone. I could tell you stories. But
I've got a few things to cover before we get to the guitar. The guitar sounded great. If you're here, let us know where you're watching from. I accidentally put this stream in 4K, so if you've got Google Chrome, you can watch in 4K. If there's any problems the first few minutes, let me know and I'll restart the feed. That's no problem. I've got some viewers' questions and comments, Maury. And also, if I'm sure you have it there, I want you to show me later on a quick lesson on the Colorado Capo.
yes.
This is not a sales pitch. I used it yesterday in my stream, and which was awesome, by the way. Thanks for joining me. And I reached for this capo, and I realized I don't know how to use it. So Maury's going to give us a quick lesson today on how to use that one. Oh, he has it right there. Good. So that's great. Now, tell us a bit about this guitar, the CEO-9. I've got many thoughts on the 7 and the 9, and all to do with the CEO, of course, Chris Martin. What year did this come out, and what's your knowledge about? Before I give us the history I've found, Maury, what are your thoughts on the history of this guitar?
Well, I was thinking about. I just came back from Martin actually, and I had some time to think about this project we're doing, and today's guitar being the CEO-9. I'm not sure. I didn't get back to the studio here in enough time to really talk to you about pre-production, but if there's an opportunity for me to do a little bit of trivia with this, I would like to offer your viewers in the chat the correct winner would get a free pack of Martin authentic acoustic strings. And I think one of my trivia question ideas I might blow it early in the show here, where I might say what I was going to ask, but
We have a competition, guys and girls. Competition. Here we go. I need a sound effect. You should have told me. This one. No, that's not the right one. Let me try this one. The bicycle horn. Okay, great.
Okay.
So how do they win?
I can't hear that on Skype, but I'm sure that was a really cool sound.
That's terrible.
You're gonna get a pack of authentic acoustic Martin strings, and you just mentioned Chris Martin. This is the CEO-9, so it's obviously designed by the CEO. Where was Chris Martin vacationing when he decided to bring this idea? He basically, as the story goes, he came back from somewhere and approached Tim Teal, a friend of ours in the director of instrument design, and said, "Can you make a guitar out of mango?" Where was Chris vacationing when he got this idea? That's my question.
Yeah, but hang on. How do they enter? Because if someone types it now, it's all over. I think we should save it to the end. All right. So we'll do that. We'll do that question. We'll ask again at the end, and then the correct answers I'll randomly pick one somehow. So let's
remind me.
Yeah. Don't forget, everyone. We're doing a giveaway. We're giving away strings. We've got a few things to cover there. I've got some viewers' questions to cover, the capo to cover, and the guitar, and the giveaway. So you have to bear with us to the end. You have to be here to win. But we're giving away some strings because we're in a generous mood today, and we're in 4K. That makes us happy, right? Problem is, you can see all my lines.
Off the rails.
You can see every grey hair now when it's in 4K. That's the problem.
Yeah, but if real techie viewers will notice, I'm not in 4K, so I don't look that bad. I'm still in low resolution going through 4K.
That's why he does it. It's like those filters you get on your iPhone where they make your face soft so you look better. Yeah, so I need one of those too.
Exactly.
Just tell us before we get going, what did you bring back from Martin? Quick summary. How was it there? What did you get?
I brought back about a half a dozen. I know among them an 018, an OMJM, HD35, a couple of customs, and I didn't write it down, but I'm forgetting one or two. But it was a pretty good trip. The end of the month, there's usually something pretty good there. But matter of fact, I was on the phone with a customer on the way to Martin, telling him I don't know when I'm going to see an OMJM. I really don't know. They have no idea. And 40 minutes later, I got one. So
has he purchased it already?
No, but he was kind of, how fast can you get that kind of model? I said, I really don't know, and I'll let you know when I get back to the shop. Hung the phone up and grabbed it. It's still in the van, probably.
It's like a lucky dip right now, isn't it? If you still have that next week, I want to do that next week because I have experience with the original OM28 John Mayer. I have experience
That's
with
true.
that. I'd love to talk about that guitar and then talk about the OMJM. Let's see if you still have that next week. We're doing that one next week.
Excellent.
There we go. Okay, let's before I say hi to our friends, I just want to give a quick shout out to Dick Boak. I've got this package here. I'm trying not to show you my address, even though I know you want to send me a Christmas card. Here we go. Look at this. He just released this. I had to purchase it because he was on the show. This is his artwork. You can't see it very well. There we go.
Ooh.
It's signed by him. And I'll be honest, I just got it. I haven't had a chance to sit down and look at it. But I've seen a few preview pages that he emails you when you purchase it. And I'll just show you one. Obviously, I don't want to show you the whole thing because then you won't buy it, right? But there's some awesome art. Oh, it's not focusing, but it's really, really nice. It's really nicely made.
Huh.
I can't focus it. But anyway, you should buy it yourself because it's really... Oh, that one's awesome. I'm not going to show you because then you won't buy it. Buy this book from Dick Boak. It's very, very nice. And he signs it personally. So that's really cool. That just arrived. That just arrived in the mail. And then last night I had a question from a viewer. So let's put Maury on the spot. Okay, Steve Smith says, number 1, what is the widest width low profile neck you can custom order on an HD28?
Well, hello, Steve. We've been exchanging emails too, and I'm glad you're here again. I want to say, to memory, it's 1 7/8, but I want to put an asterisk by that. Let me find out for sure. I don't like to guess at things. My memory tells me 1 7/8, but I could be wrong, and I'll find out for sure for you.
Oh, so you've been talking with Steve, so you can contact him directly. That's good to know.
Yep.
He also said, what are the different shades of amber tone, sunburst you can get on your custom Martin?
That's a popular question. You can get 1935 sunburst.
Oh, I didn't know this.
You can get vintage sunburst. You can get amber burst, amber tone, and it might have changed recently. In the past 4 or 5 years, they've also offered certain guitars. You might recognize things like the 00017 Whiskey Sunset is another variation. I think this is its own type of sunburst here at least on the, not on the 7, but on the 9. But not to confuse people, when you see the term amber tone, there's only one of them. Steve and I started to talk, and I gave him a quick email. I'm driving. I'll talk to you after I get done with this. And we
don't email and drive, Maury. It's not good.
Nope, that's right. Well, I was in the parking lot.
Okay.
But what I was saying, I couldn't give him the answer he deserved. But I think some people think there are different shades of amber tone, different shades of sunburst, and it's when you get amber tone, that is one of the shades. So amber tone is amber tone. It looks a little bit different in certain pictures. If you take a picture of an amber tone guitar here with an iPhone versus a DSLR versus under the different lighting, they can appear a little bit different depending on the color temperature of a picture. But when you find amber burst or amber tone, those are offered. There's slight variations because they're sprayed on, but there aren't different choices of amber tone. Amber tone is a choice by itself.
I didn't know that. I thought there was just, I mean, obviously there's variations with things, with guitars, but I thought there was just one shade of each. I didn't realize there's actual variations within them. So, okay, that's good to know. Someone else said about our D35 video. They said, I can't watch the live streams as they happen, so I watch this is my delayed reaction. Great video. Thank you very much. And he says, it's fascinating how much we all connect Johnny Cash to a D35, the black D35. He played loads of different guitars. When you watch the old videos on YouTube, he played Fenders, Gibsons, Guilds, and Blitzy blingy guitar with translucent pickguard, which is probably a Martin. But everyone associates him with the D35, the black D35, right? It's true. It's funny how certain guitars, I mean, with John Mayer, he mainly plays that OM28 John Mayer. That's what he mainly plays. So that's why he's associated with that. But with people like Johnny Cash, if you watch those old videos back, he played loads of acoustic guitars, but everyone always thinks of that signature Martin, don't they?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's it. Yeah. So thanks for the comments. Really appreciate your feedback. Well, that's awesome. So let's move on. Let's get into the guitar. So this is the CEO-9. I've had a CEO-7. I don't have it anymore, but I got that from Maury. Great guitar. I'm going to talk about that because I want to compare it to this one and tell you about my experiences. So when I ordered that CEO-7, Maury, I wanted a small guitar. Everyone was raving about them, like saying how great they are. They're very well respected guitars. They're very small, very light, and people say they're very loud. People compare them to Dreadnought kind of sound, which I don't think you can compare it to Dreadnought, but I understand where they're coming from. It sounds bigger than it looks, right? So when I ordered that, I did some listening, and I thought it sounds great. I listened to Spoon Phillips's videos on your channel, and I thought, okay, it sounds great. Now I went to a dealer in the city here, and they had this guitar, the CEO-9, and I played it, and I was worried because that guitar to me sounded a bit didn't sound bright enough for me, and I was worried. I thought, oh, is that the size of the guitar? So I came home and I listened to your comparison. You've got a comparison of the 7 and the 9, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel that the 7 is a brighter instrument than the 9. I think the 9 is a warmer instrument. And so I was very relieved when I saw that comparison because I thought, great, I made the right decision. And that guitar at the box was awesome. I let it go because I just wasn't playing it. And during the lockdown, there was nothing much available. So I actually, I just got my money back. So I let it go rather than have it sit in the closet. But great guitar, incredibly light because of the mahogany, incredibly small. And I mean, for fingerstyle, probably one of the best there is. For strumming, it holds up very well. You know, it's not a Dreadnought. Obviously, it can't be. It's so much smaller. But it surprises when you strum it. And when you sent me the video of this CEO-9, let me just bring it onto the screen. It surprised me. When you listen to that recording we had in the intro there, we'll play some more later on, it sounds bigger than it is. Is this the same size as the 7?
Identical, yep.
Yeah, so for the size and the weight, and what's the woods on this one? Is this also mahogany?
This is mango back, sides, and top.
Okay, so that's why it sounds different. Okay, now I know absolutely nothing about mango guitars. So have you got any insights here into mango?
I know this much more than you. I know this is a mango guitar, and that's the end of the mango lesson. And really, it's not to get on a sidetrack, but I applaud Martin for trying this because you know, how many makers would put mango all over a guitar like this for the same reason? Like, who knows what it's going to do? Who wants to build a guitar that almost nobody might know about? So I think it's fantastic, but it's very, very new to me.
Well, it definitely, I've strummed one in the store a few times. It definitely sounds warmer than the CEO-7. So I'll say that. If you're looking for that kind of brighter, like Rosewood, you know, cutting treble kind of sound, even though it's mahogany, so I would go for that one. But this one, if you like a warm guitar, and if you do a lot of fingerstyle and you want that smaller body, great couch guitar, great stage guitar. The CEO-7 is the guitar they used in that movie recently, the Beatles movie, where he wakes up and everyone's forgotten the Beatles. That was
yesterday,
yeah. That was the CEO-7. I like that movie. That movie was filmed in my home, you know, where I was born in England. So I watched that.
Really?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's all because Ed Sheeran grew up where I grew up, and it's all filmed around that area because he's in the movie as well. So that's fun.
That's a good film.
It is. It's one of those movies where you think you're going to hate it, and it turns out to be really good. So it's actually very well done. I won't give any. I almost gave a spoiler. I'm not going to do that.
No. How about the time one? What's his name now?
So I love the headstock. I love the look of the finish. I love the top. I love that sunburst. Doesn't look like a Martin, does it? Not at all. Like that top. The mango thing, we need to investigate this a bit more. I need to bring the specs up on the Martin website. Let's just go to the chat and say hi to everyone before we get into the specs. So BMO says 4K looks good. Thank you very much. Mike Jacobs says sounds good. Yeah, that guitar does sound impressive. Again, when you consider the size, and the 7 is very light. It's like ridiculously light. Is that guitar ridiculously light as well?
It's certainly not as light as a 7. I wouldn't call it heavy, but it's I'm sure the 7 probably feels lighter.
Yeah, the 7 is almost too light. It's like there's nothing to it. Patsy Smith from Suffolk, UK. That's where the movie was filmed. Awesome. Darrell Ridgely says sounds great. BMO's here. Bob Dobson's back again. The world famous Sasquatch knife from Washington State. I must see that Sasquatch one day. Mike Jacobs says cha-ching. Thomas Moore says hi, Aaron and Maury. Marco says hi, Aaron and Maury. Prettiest Martin ever. I agree. That top looks awesome. What is that top? Is that Addy?
No, that's mango.
Oh, the whole thing's mango?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that would explain the tone difference then, wouldn't it? Because Addy over mahogany is going to be very different tonally to full. I didn't know the whole thing was mango. Wow, that's interesting. Yep. Wow. The Oasis Garage Band. Enjoy listening to you guys. Hello from Alabama. That was my Alabama accent. Chris
Pretty
Martin,
convincing.
Chris Martin just loves OOL guitars, 2 CEOs and several NAMM OOLs.
Yeah.
So when I went to the same store I was talking about, when I went to that store, they had an evening with Chris Martin, and someone from the unofficial Martin Guitar Forum was there, and they'd asked people in the forum to provide questions. And one of the questions was about the CEO-7, or what the CEO guitars. And Chris Martin said this line on stage. He said, the CEO guitars, or CEO-7 in particular, is Martin copying a Gibson, copying a Martin. Martin copying a Gibson, copying a Martin. So make of that what you will. I presume I presume that's the truth. I haven't done. I need Spoon to verify this. Chris Howell says, does it have a modified V-neck like the 7? I think it does, right? Yeah, he likes those V-necks. Yes. Yeah, we'll discuss that. For me, that for me was, that was the bit of the deal breaker for me. But again, that depends on the necks that you like. Do you like I say this a lot in the chat. Do you like thin necks or do you like the V-neck? Let us know in the chat. Kooky is here. Hi, my friend. Kooky, I'm getting that new pedal. It's going to be on my channel. I like this company. What are they called? Oh, mate, what's wrong with me? I need more coffee. The NewX IR loader. Yeah, another. You're so lucky, you guys. Another IR pedal on the channel. You can all fall asleep to that one. No, I'm sure it's great. We'll find out. I'm going to be reviewing that with the K&K and the undersaddle pickup.
Cool.
And I hope you watched my comparison of the undersaddle versus no undersaddle demo. I thought that was really fun. I enjoyed doing that, and that was good for me to do that because it makes me feel good to know that it doesn't make a difference in my opinion. So when I play the guitar, I'm not worried about such things, right?
Yep.
That was last week. Had the Anthem guitar. That was a nice guitar. So Poo Ninja's lurking around. Thanks, Poo Ninja. And Thomas Moore says, okay, good question. Do they still make the CEO-7?
They do, because they can't not keep making that. It was so popular, so fast. And I forget where I was talking about that, but it's one of those things where every NAMM year they should come out with a new edition of something, and it's supposed to live its calendar life and go to the next one. That guitar is too good not to make. So I'm sure they have people in the marketing department and other departments at Martin that will decide when it's time to stop doing that. But if demand has something that's pushing it forward, it's certainly still loved.
I've understood now. Like, I love that HD28C Cutaway with the Anthem, but they told me they didn't sell enough of them. I know Martin Cutaways are not liked by traditional players, so they didn't sell enough of them, so they removed it from the catalog for now. And obviously the opposite is true of the CEO-7. The guitar that's meant to come around once a year is so popular they can't afford to not make them because they're going to sell them. Although I could say the same thing about like I keep talking about the John Mayer guitar. If they made more of those 28 John Mayer guitars, they would sell them, and they don't. I guess that was a limited edition. But I don't know. But the CEO-7 is, yeah, you're right. It's off the charts. Like, that guitar is so popular. I totally get it. And is the back of that mahogany or how do you say it? Sapele?
Are you talking about the 7 now?
I don't know. Well, we're getting the specs on this one. So what's the back on the 7?
The back on the 7 is mahogany.
Mahogany, right. That's too high end to be that one. Thomas Moore said, I came close to getting the CO7, but got a 0018 instead. Yeah, I think that was, I think you can't go wrong with either.
You did okay there.
Yeah. That's no consolation prize. Yeah. Oh, Steve's here. Thanks for the info and help. No problem, Steve.
Hey.
Give Maury a call with any more questions, or let us know in the chat. Kooky says NewX. Yep, so I'll be doing a video on the NewX pedal. I'm sure a lot of people are interested in that. It'd be really interesting to hear what that can do to your guitar. Big neck, big sound. Thoughts on that, Maury? Does the size of the neck affect the tone?
It's got to make some difference. I don't know if it's enough. I'll say it this way: I wouldn't get the wrong neck in the hopes of getting more tone if it's something you won't play. But I'm sure the more mass you have on the neck has to be some kind of tonal improvement, whether it's just the actual fundamental sound or sustain or overtones. It's got to make some kind of difference. Going back to your interview with Dick Boak, everything matters to a point. So I think so.
Kooky and I have a friend we won't mention by name, but he ordered a custom Martin with everything, everything that you think would be the gold stand, all the specs that you think would give you a tone machine. And then he got it and he sold it.
Oh,
So, you know, just because you order something that looks right on paper doesn't mean you're going to like it. And it's a bit like the pickup, isn't it? The whole argument with does the pickup affect the tone? Well, if you don't, I said in my video, spoiler alert, if you're not going to use a pickup, then don't have it in the guitar. Just why even take that risk, even psychologically? But the minute you want to plug it in, of course, you need the pickup. So the argument is gone. It's a bit like with the neck, isn't it? It's the same thing. If you don't like the big neck, don't get a big neck just because it might give you 5% more tone. And you don't even know if it will give you 5% more tone. So
right.
you have to get something that feels great and looks great and sounds great. And not worry about your choices too much. But yeah, let us know in the chat what you think about those VNecks. Because we've talked about them quite a lot.
I like them.
Well, didn't you tell me that it wouldn't be your first choice if you got another guitar? Say tomorrow you had to replace your guitar, your main guitar, Maury. Would you get a V-neck or would you get the neck that I like?
No, I'd probably get the more modern neck. But what I mean is, it's still my second favorite. I'm
Okay.
somebody who has enjoyed them. It's not my favorite anymore, but I was never in the camp of get that away from me, you know.
And you could always just sand it down with a piece of sandpaper. That's fine too.
That you can. I have a belt sander. I'm one of these days I'm going to bring it on camera and we're going to do something like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. How does sanding the top of the guitar affect the tone of the guitar? Let's thin the soundboards down.
Have you ever sanded the back of an authentic guitar by putting a little piece of sticky sandpaper on a polishing cloth?
No, I wouldn't dare do such things.
I have, and we'll talk about that in a different episode. But that it's a good way to get a stomach ache real fast when you think you're cleaning the back of something and you're cleaning it, and there's sandpaper on that.
Oh, yeah, okay. That sort of stuff scares me. Oh my goodness me! I can't believe this. Kooky says I'm trying to simplify my rig and get rid of IR. The IR legend is trying to simplify down to a pickup with no IR.
Nah, he's hacked. That's not him.
That can't be him, unless he's like me and just getting fed up with that stuff. But we'll see. Yeah, you know, with this new X pedal, you either plug in and it improves your sound or it doesn't, and that's going to be my test. So we'll see. Okay, Rosalind says hi from Connecticut. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't. Kooky says, will there be a 0018E next year?
The people that I talk to at Martin that bring new material or new models to market, at least last time we spoke, they weren't very comfortable saying what they know they're going to bring out. A lot of those ideas are all shelved now because of the way the world is. So really, I don't expect it. It's not something I've heard coming, and I don't expect it.
Okay, we're not sure, Kooky. Oh, hi Danielle, how you doing? Thanks for joining my live stream yesterday. I appreciate that. Do you see many steel string 12 fret guitars? I've been amazed every time I've heard one.
No, they just discontinued last year the 0028 VS, and the little number of them that I had seen, they're going away, really. You know, if you find something used or new old stock, they're amazing instruments, but it's not a size that I see a lot of activity in.
12 fret guitars. Yeah, I've had a 12 fret Rain Song. I really liked it. It had a very sweet tone to it. And they're easy to play, right? She means short scale, right?
That's independent of that. You could have a long scale 12 fret guitar to where the 12 fret meets the body. I don't believe they're all automatically short scale, but and it's one of those things where the body is bigger to meet the 12 fret. It's not that they shoved everything down this way. It's a bigger upper bout to meet the 12 fret. So now that I say that, the ones that I remember were short scales, but it's not fair to say that a 12 fret guitar is short scale.
Right. I had a 12 fret guitar and it was short scale, and it was very nice, very easy to play. I remember that, and it's had a very deep sound. It was nice. Oh, Gary Roberts, how you doing, my friend? He's also an HDC owner like myself.
Oh yeah.
Dread McLover here. Own 4 Martin Dreads. 4? What did you buy? I know you've got 2 HDCs. Tell me what's in your collection right now. Nothing smaller. The CEO's a great blend of smaller bodies with a bit more punch, like a larger body. Yeah, he's like me. He likes that sort of bigger body. You know, it's all. I think a lot of people go on a journey to find a small guitar that sounds like a big guitar. I don't think it's going to be possible. I mean, you can get a small guitar that sounds bigger than most small guitars. and big enough for strumming and everything. But you know, a dread is a dread, isn't it? That's why we love the sound of a dread, because it is a certain thing, and it's just different. But these guitars are surprising for the size, and I think a lot of people will go. I think that's why they're so popular. Chuck's here. Hi, Chuck. Just ordered an SC13E. Oh, you got some more. You didn't tell me that.
Didn't mean we have them, just on order.
Oh, okay. Oh, just ordered one. Yeah, so what's the time frame like on that? Are they still months behind?
We've been asking every 45 minutes where are these SC13s, and I was just on a conference call. Lori and I were on with Martin this morning, and one of the talking points was the Martin factory here, the Martin factory in Navajo, and I without telling tales out of school, the Mexico facility is not up and running as fast, as complete as the as Nazareth is, and that's part of the reason we're expecting at least a handful of SC13s anytime between 2 months ago, yesterday, this month. Not trying to be sarcastic, but they're all late, and we should see a steady stream of them between the end of August now into October, November is when we should see. But I have customers waiting. It's supposed to be in May that we talk every week or so, and I thought I was at Martin today. I thought I might have picked up his guitar today, and it could be Wednesday, it could be 2 more weeks out. And they really, if I ask them today, they don't know that it's only a week out. There's only so many coming in. It's find 600 of your friends and sell them 40 guitars. It's one of those things where there's just such an upside down feeling of the way that guitars are coming through that facility. I really can't do more than just constantly ask, and we're not sure.
I think by the time I get to try one, the new one will be out.
Or the one after that, yeah.
The one after that, yeah. No, no. If they release a 28, Maury, I'm first on the list. You put me down immediately.
I would try to, but I think you're already in with some of those guys at Martin ahead of me.
No, I don't think I am. You think I would be, right? I don't think so. I mean, no. We'll see, but no, I'm still. They're so frustrating. You see these guitars at NAMM. There is no NAMM next year, but they released this one at the NAMM just been, and you still can't get your hands on one. It's September tomorrow. It's frustrating. Yeah. I know, because of the situation, everything's terrible, but that happens a lot with all the stuff at NAMM. They release it, they announce it, you can't actually get it. I think when they had those at NAMM, they weren't even quite ready yet. They were just showing them off, which a lot of companies do, just to get people talking, right? So. Then they make a bunch of them and ship them out, and they were so popular they all sold out. So then they got to make a bunch more, and they got to get them here. And yeah, I mean, we talk about that guitar so much. I won't keep talking about that, but I cannot wait to try one in person. Okay, Thomas Moore. Hi Gary, I watch your videos. Yeah, Gary's a great player. Check out his YouTube channel. He's got some nice gear. Kooky says, unless you buy the guitar just to experiment with pickups. Who would do that? Some crazy fool? That'd be someone who's probably broke now from doing it. And who, more importantly, Kooky, who would encourage him to do it?
Guys are bad.
I do have some more pickups that I promised to. I've got some MySide pickups, the ones that you charge up from the, you charge them up. There's no battery inside. You plug them in for 30 seconds and it activates them for like 6 hours. So I'm going to get a real cheap guitar to put those in, just to, because I have to do these pickup reviews. I'm not going to stop doing pickup reviews, but I ain't going to put them in a CEO-9 for my channel anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. You don't need to. Well, I will say this: the K&K sounded good in the CEO-7. I think the K&K is a good match. But then again, I'm not going to say for this guitar because I haven't really played this one. CEO-7 and the K&K was a nice combination. I'm sure the Anthem would be as well, and but just a side note, I did play that on stage once. It sounded very nice. Okay, you need to ask Martin for a signature Maury OM28. Yeah, this is what I want. I want the OM28 John Mayer, the expensive one that's now 14 grand, and I just want that exact spec but with the wide nut, the 1 3/4 nut. That's what I want. And one day, when we're on the channel, I'll order it through Maury, and he'll place the order live. I'll be the first person to order a custom Martin on a live stream.
Awesome.
And then it'll arrive here, and I'll open it on the live stream. And then there'll be a piece of bear claw, and I'll go crazy.
Well, you're gonna laugh, but Lori and I,
Oh,
those of you watching, Lori's my wife, and we own the place, and we talk work constantly. And she'll ask me later on, how did that go with Aaron? I said, oh, it was great. And we talk all the time about the content and her idea. And Aaron, as you get to know her better, you might appreciate it. She wants us to order that OMJM OM28 that he keeps talking about. And one of these days, you'll talk about it every other Monday, and all this time will pass, and I'll say, oh yeah, we're going to have one in a month, and it'll actually show up, and what I'm trying to watch for is, are you sort of changing your mind about the specs? Are you waffling
no,
about the
no,
neck width at the top?
I want it. Look, I'm not
All
working
right.
right now. I'm trying not to buy any gear, but we talk about this a lot. Don't worry, guys. We will get to the guitar eventually. Um, that guitar is a sore point for me. I told the story before, didn't I? Not a lot of people don't know they made only 404 or so of those guitars, and John Mayer has 3 of them. And I wanted that because I'm a fan and it's rare. And my goodness me, why didn't I keep it and make videos with it? Those videos of that guitar get loads of views. That's one thing. But on the other side of that, it was a great guitar, and I sold it for my money back. And I see, if you look on Reverb, the same guitar sold for twice. So someone made a lot of money out of that guitar. Anyway, that's not why I'm not bitter or anything. I like the guitar. I want the wider nut. I also think you would sell them. I think if you ordered that guitar with this, because you could, I don't know if you could advertise it like that, but if you basically said Martin OM28 John Mayer spec guitar custom order, I just know there'd be a few people like me that would want to buy them, because if you buy the actual John Mayer guitar, they're now 14 grand, and it wouldn't be that for the custom order. It would be an OM28 with an Engelmann top and a wide nut. It would just be it'd be an OM28 with an Engelmann top. And I would obviously ask for the top grade wood, so there's no bear claw. And I'd ask for the Waverly. Is it the Waverleys they use them now? I always forget. Not the Grand Tunes. So that for me would be just be a great guitar, and that'd be a guitar that I would just keep for life. A custom Martin OM to John Mayer specs, but without his name on it. Something that I ordered and they made for me. And I think you'd sell a few of them as well. I really do. So,
And I was being facetious. I don't mean that you would have to pony up for it, but how interesting would it be if we finally got to the point where, while you did all this talking about it, we've actually been building one. Now it's on camera, and we can at least have it for our viewers and for good content.
Well, I'd be mad because if you came on, if you did your own stream tomorrow with the guitar, I wouldn't talk to you again. So don't.
Well, then I won't do that.
It has to arrive here. I have to unbox it and review
Okay.
it. And
We got to talk some.
And I'll label the video John Mayer guitar. I'll get loads of views. And I'll say mine's even better because mine's got top spec wood on the top. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. That's a side. That could be a fun project. Don't want to miss anyone's comments. Is it closer to Mahogany or Rosewood? The 9, yeah.
Rosewood, because I think it's going to be a shortcut answer, but in the same way that a 00018 sounds brighter and punchier than a 00015M, the 00015M being mahogany top, back, and sides, this guitar has a very mellow, soft, not muted or wimpy, but it doesn't project, it doesn't have a ton of volume, and so I think this sounds more like a Rosewood instrument, but not even a Rosewood instrument that has a top with a big present sound. It's kind of it's almost like what a 00015M would sound like in a CEO-7's body, yet there's more overtones here. So if you can appreciate the 15M sound, whether it's 00 or 000, it's a muted version of an 18 or so. I think this is a rounded, mellow version of a CEO-7, and it just definitely has more of a Rosewood flavor to it. Definitely, especially in the bass.
I'm not good at this stuff. I just know the CEO is a brighter sound, and that's more my taste. I'll just say that. So I would say the CEO-7 is more like a Rosewood, and this one's more like a Mahogany. No, but Mahogany's not duller than Rosewood, is it?
No, but to your point that you just made before that, you're a fan of the CEO-7. If that guitar really impresses you, this probably wouldn't. And this isn't a dig at a CEO-9. Conversely, somebody who loves the sound of this might think a CEO-7 is too bright.
I just want to get that across. If you like, and people keep saying to me, I like bright, bright, bright. No, it's just that's the 7 has a bit more of a cut to it, and this one has more of a warmer, round sound. And I was just I just had an email from another viewer that said they're having problems with their pickups and thoughts on EQ, and they want a warm sound. They want a warm sound because they're trying to play. It was a fascinating email actually. He's playing like classical music that would normally be played on a, what was it, a cello or like a cello. So he wants a warm sound to recreate that sound. Fascinating. And then yeah, thanks for that email. It's great. And then I don't want that. I want to strum and get that, that zing. I want that punch and that punch in the face. So that's why I like the 7. So that's just my thoughts. If you're interested in these two guitars and you like that kind of brighter kind of rosewoody sound like I do, go for the 7. You won't regret it. If you like a warmer sound, then get this one without hesitation. Okay. And Dahl says, I have small hands. And see, I have large hands. And he says, I have small hands and own the CEO-7. Love it. The neck is great. Yeah, it's just personal preference. The neck on my Rain song is big. And every time I was with them at NAMM, because I was with them at NAMM, every time someone came in the booth, they said, when are you going to make a smaller neck? They've now they've brought the smaller neck back. I can't wait to see what happens in 12 months. Are people going to buy the smaller neck? Or are they going to say, actually, I want a medium neck, or I want the old neck back again? I don't know. That's another question, like the pickup thing, isn't it? With the whole neck size. Although, a large neck it's very personal. I mean, my Strat neck is on my Stratocaster, it's actually quite big, but it doesn't bother me. I don't know. And then sometimes it's just the shape and the profile. Sometimes it's not just, is it fat or thin? It's just, like, does it taper? It's like on my Rain song, it doesn't taper on the way up, so it's hard to play leads. It's just something you wouldn't have that with the SC13. That's like made for lead playing, right? But then again, some people might say that neck is too thin, or I don't know. That's very personal. A good point. But I'm glad that Dahl likes it, and it is obviously it's a vintage guitar, and that's why it's got that neck. I get it. I wonder. Okay, how about this? How about custom ordering a CEO-7 without the V-neck? I think someone's done that, maybe. Or I'm sure you could do it.
I can't remember which dealers I've seen, but in browsing the forums, not long after the CEO-7 became really popular, some dealers did a Rosewood CEO-7. Some of them did it without the burst. Some of them may have done it with a different neck width. I wouldn't be surprised at all if somebody's doing it with a different neck. That it's only makes sense.
That would be interesting. And then to compare, but again, compare the two. Does the neck make a difference? Well, the guitars are different anyway, so it's impossible to know. Gary Roberts has an Outlaw. I played an Outlaw. I think it was at Maury's shop, and I went there a few years ago, and I loved that. That guitar rang like a bell. That's one that I should have bought, the Outlaw. That's a great guitar. They didn't.
Now, I'm sorry. Now I know who you mean when you say Gary. I'm looking at a camera here with no screen, and I knew that name. I've seen a bunch of Gary's videos on the AGF. He plays really well.
Yeah, he's great.
If you're still here, Gary.
Yeah, we've met in person as well. He stopped by one of my gigs. He stopped by my gig. He stopped by my gig at Tommy Bahama, and he loved the HDC and the Anthem so much he bought 2 of them.
Wow,
that's the story there. He was impressed with my live sound. See,
good player.
Yeah, he's great. And then he's also got a D18 Fiddleback. Right, let's go over to the specs because we've been talking in the chat a lot. I want to make sure we stay focused on the guitar. Let me see if I can show my desktop here. Where is it? Okay, this is maurysmusic.com. Complete coincidence. Exquisite 0014 fret slope shoulder acoustic guitar. Curly mango top with gorgeous gloss mango sunset burst finish. Paired with figured curly mango back and sides. Antique white binding and heel cap with multi-stripe border. A compensated bone saddle. Liquid metal bridge pins. That wasn't on the 7. Interesting. And an ebony bridge. Maybe the bridge pins make a difference. Actually, I'd like to try. Have you got a set of those bridge pins, Maury? Do you stock those?
Headed your way, yes we do.
Yeah, I'd like to review those. The look is completed with vintage copper open gears. Who makes the tuners, by the way?
These are Sailor Grand Tune.
Oh, they are the Grand Tune. Okay, so just give them a tap test for me. And then we've got the left-handed version is available as well. Okay, great. Now I'm going to go to martin.com and find my specs here. So it's a 0014, slope shoulder, dovetail neck joint, of course, X-brace scallop bracing, very nice, curly mango. This curly mango is fascinating. I'd never heard of it before. Very, very interesting. Again, Martin will try new things. Neck shape is a modified V, standard taper. Optional electronics. Bone saddle. Addy. Oh, the bracing is Addy. Very nice. That gives it that power and volume, I imagine. The neck is genuine mahogany. It's a satin neck, 14 fret guitar, ebony fingerboard, and printed signature label inside. Comes with a nice hard case, and the nut material is bone. So it's got all, it's got all the good stuff, right? It's got all the bone saddle and the Addy bracing, and that's why it sounds so big, I think. Yep. Let me switch back to you, Maury. Let's have a look at the guitar. This guitar. Here we go. Does look great. That top. You see, when a top looks like that, I like it. I don't like completely uniform tops. That top looks great because it's like an artwork, isn't it? Really nice. Okay, can we see the headstock plate looks interesting. It's got like a red tint to it.
It's it's that faux pickguard material.
Oh, nice. Nice. Can you spin it around for us, please?
Sure.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! That's that's the sort of guitar you just sit and look at. Look at the way the back is matched on either side. Yeah. See, Gary, that's the kind of guitar you would buy just to have by the couch, hanging on the wall. I'd even hang it that way around. I'd put it on the stand so I could spin it around because the back is almost nicer than the front.
Yeah. Right.
Wow. Yeah, it does look amazing. Is the price of this similar to the 7, or is this one more expensive because it's a 9?
I'll be honest. I didn't look at it. I think it's probably in line with the 7, give or take. They're not wildly different from my memory. I mean, this might be a little bit more expensive.
CEO-9. You don't have a 7 right now, do you?
Not at the moment. I don't.
The list price is actually $1,000 more. So I guess that wood is, yeah. I guess that wood is more expensive. Well, no, actually, one complaint some people have about the 7 are the tuners. They're kind of this plasticky thing, and the tuners on this one, they're metal, right?
These look like they're brushed nickel or brushed copper.
Yeah. They're
not plastic.
They should put those on the 7 because those white ones on the 7, they do feel and look a little bit cheap. They have that antique look to them. I get it. It kind of goes with the guitar, the look of the guitar. But these ones look much nicer. I think this guitar looks much nicer than the 7.
I do too.
Yeah, well, the headstock, the tuners, and everything. Right, we're going to take a listen to it on the demo video. Let us know in the chat what you think of the sound and the tone of this guitar. I mean, bearing in mind it's a very small body and lightweight guitar, don't let that influence you. Just tell us what you think of the tone in general. Okay, here we go. Wow, the bass and the sustain on that guitar is really impressive. If you didn't know the size of it, you would just think, yeah, you could be mistaken for thinking it was a Dread or something. You'd be like, wow, it's got a load of bass, warm sound, just great sustain as always. Yeah, I mean, it's very impressive. What do you guys think in the chat, guys and girls? I'll do some. Don't forget, we're doing a giveaway. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to go and read through some more comments.
I did forget.
Oh, I was talking to people in the chat. So where do I leave off? They should let me put a marker here so I can see where I left off on the chat. That'd be a good idea. Kooky only got back into IR because of John Fields. IR is good for recording. I'm not sure about it for live. I think it's just got to be done right. Just got to be done just right, and it'll be a really good thing. I'm just waiting to see who gets it right first. So Kooky says 0018E and with the crying face. Not sure what he's talking about. Rohit's here. Martin 12 fret 000 are traditionally long scale, while 00 and O are short scale. Yeah? I'm asking you. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were telling me.
Yeah. I'm waiting for your confirmation because you're the dealer.
Repeat the question. I thought you were making a statement. I'm sorry.
It is a statement. Rohit, friend of yours, right? From your stream.
Rohit, yep.
Yeah. 12 fret 000 are traditionally long scale, while 00 and O are short scale.
It's not a black and white answer. There was a 0028 VS that was long scale in the Martin catalog, but yeah,
Generally,
I think
typically,
I think you're right. Yeah. Sorry.
Ken says, hi Aaron and Maury. They need more siesta time in Mexico. Chuck says, thanks for the update on the SC13E. Appreciate it. I'll just wait. Yeah, we're all waiting. And then Kooky says, do you want the OMJM or the OM28JM? I want the OM28JM. The OMJM is based on the OMJM, I was told, is based on like a 16 series. Someone told me once. It's not the same spec as a 28. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just make 28 John Mayers rather than the OMJM, because the OMJM was supposed to be a more affordable version. When the OM28JM came out, it wasn't that expensive, and when the OMJM came out, it was pretty affordable. Now they've just gone through the roof on the OMJM. Very expensive guitars. Actually, I wonder if a custom OM28JM would be the same price as an OMJM. I don't know. I mean, they are pretty close in spec, but I want the OM28JM, the original guitar that John Mayer plays. That's what I want. But probably when he had his made, he had the older Fishman Matrix, which was the Gold Plus with the battery thing that's screwed into the neck block.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do that. But that thing's pretty practical, but I probably wouldn't have that done. I think that's the way they did it for a while, like 10 years ago. They actually drill it into the net block, the battery holder. So when I first got that guitar, I remember a friend of I was in America. I moved here. My friend in England went to meet the guy to check it out for me in London, because that's where I used to live, but I moved here by then. And he said there's a white thing on the neck block, and I was worried that might be a fake. It might not be a real guitar. So I sent that to Fishman. They said no, that's how we used to put them inside the guitar. So I wouldn't do. Actually, would I put electronics in it? Would I put a Fishman underseller pickup in that guitar, or would I just leave it stock?
Here we go.
I don't know. I don't think I'd gig it. I think I'd just use it at home. So I think I'll just leave it stock, no pickup. That's
for next Monday's show.
Yeah. Unless this pedal's good, then I would use the pedal. No, anyway. Kooky, be careful, Maury. He will send it back because it has the Fishman Gold pit. He just said that. I didn't see that. He said that next. Be careful. He'll send it back because it has the Fishman Gold. I don't mind the Fishman Gold Plus pickup. You know, if you run it into an Aura pedal. If there's some images around of the OM28 John Mayer or even the OMJM, it can sound really good. I like the Fishman Aura. Fishman Aura, all those years ago, did it right. Like you just blend the bit in just to tame the high end, but it still has the attack and the clarity. So Fishman did it right, and I'm hoping Fishman will make an Aura HD in a pedal as like the next version of Aura. That would be cool, because that D18 Mon Deluxe pickup system is really good. They do IR, and they don't even like calling it IR. The way Fishman do their Aura stuff it's well done. I've got it in this guitar here. This is a Larry Fishman. This is image casting Aura kind of tech in the Acoustasonic. It sounds great. It has punch and clarity. It just tames the quack, and they got it right. The other ones are doing it so it sounds too roomy, which is great for recording, but not so good for live. So I'm not against IR. I just think people need to move more in that Fishman Aura direction. So no, Kooky, I'm not against the Fishman. Again, remember, I'm a fan of the Retro series. That was the Fishman. That was the Matrix with the F1. That was. I would never put an F1 in the John Mayer guitar, but that was a great system. It was a great system. It still is a great system. Now, even though it's an old tech, it's still great. BMO says, can you and Maury experiment with a crossbred K&K with the bags? Huh? Oh, you want the K&K and the bag. You want the bags
with
under
lyric,
saddle?
maybe?
You'd have to give us more information. Do you mean a lyric with K&K, or do you mean an under saddle bags with the K&K mic, or do you mean under saddle bags with the K&K body sensor? I still say one of the best pickups I've tried lately is that Yamaha under saddle pickup with a body sensor with a crossover. I think someone else should I think so. A pickup manufacturer should look into that. Body sensor and under saddle pickup. I think K&K have one. They have the Fantastic under saddle pickup, and then you can also have the body sensor K&K as well. But I don't think it has a crossover. You have to bring your own crossover. But that can sound really good. I think someone should look into that. That's just
Isn't
free.
that?
That's
I'm
just
sorry,
free.
turn up the VT Enhance. Isn't that what Fishman's doing?
They're not using the crossover. It just
Oh, that's right. The VT, the Enhance is full range, right?
just goes over the top. Yeah.
You're right.
I think so. I want someone to look into that. That Yamaha one that uses a crossover body sensor, very small body sensor, and just a small firm under saddle pickup. And when you cross them over, it sounds natural but punchy. No feedback. That's a great system. I think someone should look into that system. And it won't be me, but someone should look into that. Aaron, just get an OM28 Modern Deluxe. You could get one tomorrow. No, I don't want it. I want the OM28 John Mayer. Because the problem with this is something I want to look into in the future. I've tried 3 guitars with VTS, and I felt like it made the tone duller. But was it just those particular guitars that I tried? It didn't seem to have the same thwack that the non-VTS has. But was that coincidence? What have you got any thoughts on that? Bearing in mind you've played some of the different guitars, Maury, do you think VTS calms some of the kind of upper, mid, and high frequencies, or do you think I just got unlucky with the guitars that I played on?
Neither. I don't think you could say coincidence if you played 3 of them. I think you did your due diligence, and that's not coincidence. I think we could disagree on how we would categorize what VTS does. It's probably very fair to say you've tried 3 of them. You don't like VTS, but I don't think VTS.
One thing. There's different levels of VTS. There's not just one VTS. There's when I spoke to Martin on here, they said we do VTS from different years. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe there's certain variations of VTS, and I didn't like those variations. The Modern Deluxe was okay, but I tried an HD28 with VTS, and it just sounded dead to me. But maybe it was just that guitar. Maybe it was just that guitar. I don't know. So that's why I want to try some more VTS guitars. But the Modern Deluxe has a different neck. I'm nothing against the Modern Deluxe. I love the Modern Deluxe guitars. I haven't tried the OM Modern Deluxe, and I know it's different to the other ones. It might be great, but I just want a standard, OM28 just with the different top. I just want more of a classic, just standard Martin. I don't, and a custom shop. I don't really want something. I mean, again, I'm quite traditional, and I also have a lot of stage guitars now and everything else. So, well, no, I guess I could get. This is becoming complete. This is becoming Aaron buys a new guitar. I guess this is what I do. This is when we log off. This is what I do. I sit here talking to myself like this. I guess I could get a Modern Deluxe. So, no, that's a great guitar too. But I don't know. I also want to try the custom shop. I never had a custom. I want to try a guitar that's made in the custom shop, and just something different. And also, I want the specs of the. I always talk about that John Mayer guitar, so it has to be those specs. That's the reason. That's the reason. But I agree with most people. Be careful when you get a custom. Make sure you know you want that custom. Otherwise, you're better off getting a standard and trying it, getting it right away, and trying it out. Be careful. I'm very nervous to order a custom shop guitar because you're gonna have to like what they send you. All right.
Yeah.
So be careful, but if it works out well, it must be an awesome feeling to know that they made a guitar for you, right? Must be a cool thing. Steve Smith says, when you custom order an HD28, what type of cases come with a new custom? Also, does Chris Martin sign the inside of the guitar like the Clapton? So is that his actual signature in that CEO-9?
It looks like it's probably his signature reproduced. And I mean, I don't think it's
Hi,
ink.
Chris.
I think
Aaron Short. We spoke a few months ago. Yeah, you know that CEO-9. Is that your signature in there?
You talk to him all the time. Ask him.
Oh yeah, yeah. He said he gets his
No.
secretary to sign it for him. Okay.
He called you
Kidding,
yesterday, but you were on the phone with
kidding.
Larry Fishman, so you had to take a voicemail. But the HD28 can come in. You basically select a case too. Your custom guitar, comes with a bunch of different choices. You can also choose a case. You can get the 300 series, 400, 500, and then there's a custom shop case as well for like $1 million. They don't just come with the case. If you're building an HD28 and you forget to ask for a different case, you'll get the case that a standard HD28 comes in, and that's how that sort of thing works. So you can certainly choose to change the level of the case. And there was another question in there that I knew I wasn't going to remember all three. The case question,
Okay.
the signature.
I just want to say something. This is my opinion. Those custom shop cases are like if you get the custom shop guitars, those custom shop cases are very nice. They're very heavy. For me, this will sound really fussy, but they're too heavy for me. And I actually prefer the molded cases that come with the standard series. The problem with the cases that come with the standard series, I did this the other day. There's like they're easy to close the lid, and there's those metal pieces around them. And I almost closed it on the guitar, and I thought to myself, yeah, that could. And I've read about people doing that online, and I thought to myself that could be a problem. So I think I don't want to say this, but I'm not sure how to say it. I like the lighter cases. I think they're great, but I think they should try to find a way to not have a piece of metal that comes down on your guitar. So that's just my opinion. If anyone's had that problem, then let me know in the chat. If I had a expensive guitar like the custom shop, I think I'd even get something like those Godin cases that are like soft, but they still keep the humidity in, and there's just a zipper, so there's nothing to actually come down and scratch the guitar. If that's happened to you, let me know in the chat. I'm gonna do some market research, because I've read about that happening online. But I do like those molded cases that you get with the standard series. But it just bugs me that there's like metal around the side of it, because metal and wood don't mix, right?
No, they don't.
He says as he hits the guitar. And then Kooky said, if I custom order, can I change John Mayer on the last fret to Aaron Short? I did think about that. Would I have AJS at the 12th fret? I mean, if you're never going to sell it, why not, right? Maybe I would. Yeah. AJS, why not? Yeah, let's go the whole way. If you can do a custom guitar, put your initials on it. And if you have to sell it one day, tell them it was the John Mayer guitar where they put the wrong initials on. He said, what type of cases come with a new custom? Also, does Chris Martin sign the inside of the guitar like Clapton does? I assume he does, right? But we don't know for sure. I'd like to think he does. Please show the back of the Mango. We did already, but we'll do it again because we've been talking for a while. Here it comes. Ready? Ta-da! That's the sides. I love the back. I love the back of that. I love that kind of V shape on the back and the way it's matched like that. I mean, they're always book matched like that, but this one looks particularly good. You got a good one, Maury.
All right. And I want to ask the chat. I forgot to do this earlier. Anybody watching this program, do you own one of these? A good friend of mine and bandmate is looking at this guitar, and he wants to know, what do these sound like after they open up? And I said, frankly, I don't know. I don't know any customers who own one long enough to say that. If you or somebody you know owns a CEO-9, how does it sound after it matures a little bit? I'm curious. And that would have been something great at 4 o'clock, and I just thought of it now. So
that's another good question. Do guitars open up with age? I've not owned one long enough to know, so I'd like to find out one day.
They do. They certainly do.
Maury knows because he's got his OM. It's been around for a while. I tried a 00DB Jeff Tweedy recently and didn't like the mod V-neck. Too bulky. High performance neck is more comfortable. I agree, but that's a personal thing. Gary Roberts says, thanks guys. Hey Maury. And Sean says, I'm going to have to rewatch. Just got home and want to give a like and a hello. Thank you, Sean.
Hey.
And Dahl says, I have a tenor guitar, an octave mandolin, and they are solid Mango. Nice sounding instruments. Very cool.
Ah, wow.
Certainly something different. I know Maury cannot ship production Martins overseas. Is it true with custom? Yeah, you can't ship anything overseas, right?
Nothing, no, I'm sorry.
You have to go to your local dealer or move to the USA. Bimo said, Gary, buy two. Look at imagine having two of those guitars, one to look at the front and one to look at the back.
Oh yeah.
Or just put a mirror behind it. Save some money.
No, you should buy two.
Chris Hull, I would love to I would have thought this guitar would have a volute.
Yeah, good point. It's voluteless.
Does the 7 have a volute? I think it does, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Hey, Maury and Aaron. Hi, thanks for joining us. Hi, Maury. Hi. Oh, okay. How do I say your name? Bryle. I think it's Bryle, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Bryle. Hi, Maury and Aaron. Welcome. Chris Hull. The CEO-9 is more of a 42 style. The CO7 is more of an 18 style. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kooky says, old pre-war Gibsons add the white plastic button tuners in order to save metal, I guess. Yeah, definitely. I understand why they did it on the 7. It gives it that look. And also they're light, which is a good thing because it means it won't be top heavy. But I don't think they look great. And I've read that in comments online. People think they're the weak point of the guitar, but I'm sure you can change them if you want to. Kooky loves it. Darl Ridgely, sweet. This is about the sound of the guitar. Sweet, warm sound. Ken said bright and chimey. I don't agree, but I guess we hear things differently. I heard it as big, like big bass, strummed really well. I wouldn't say it's not bright, but it's just compared to the CEO7. Maury has a video on his channel of the CEO7 versus the CEO9. So watch that one. That's really good. That will show you the differences.
Thank you.
Someone said beauty. The tone is very rounded and warm. I mean, yeah, it sounds expensive, doesn't it? It sounds good. I could never do Maury's job. I would not be able to sell it to anyone.
Yeah, when the rent comes due, you would.
Someone said to Maury the other week, is there a guitar you good at? And you're like, I need this one. I'm keeping this one. And he said no. So Maury is either incredibly, he's either got incredibly good willpower or he's a secret Gibson fan. And he's got all the Gibsons.
B.
Or you just have so many Martins in the shop. I guess it's like your own personal collection.
I'll tell you the truth, and not to digress. That really is more of it. If I have all these guitars here, I'll play the one I want to play carefully, and I can never own it if I really want to consider it inventory. But at the same time, they're all mine before they sell. So the rub is that I don't have the time to really just do that, and that would be if you could figure out how to do my job and find time to enjoy pulling that stuff down off the shelf. That's somebody out there learning how to do that, and they have. That's the secret. I have some time, but how much time would you want to spend with an inventory like this? It's not enough time for sure. It's kind of a tease almost.
It's all for me. It's all in that first strum. You tune it up and then you strum it. And I'm sure there's been guitars where you've done that and just thought to yourself, "Wow, this is nice. I wouldn't mind having this." Yeah. But then you get a call for it, and you've got to pay the bills, right? So you're gonna sell it. I get it. Mike Jacobs, I want one. Call Maury's Music on.
That sounded pretty cool.
I'm not turning this into an infomercial, but if you want it, give Maury a call.
No, thank you. We're not here for that. But thank you.
Sounds really round and mellow, not much bite. Yeah, that's Rohit. That's how I felt too. Yep. But it does sound good. If you like that warmer tone, this is the one for you. I love that sound. Amazing, says Sean. It does sound. And remember, this is a small guitar. This is not a big guitar, and it's got 12 gauge strings on it, and it sounds as big as anything we've had on here. I think, on the microphone at least. Sweet and subdued, but with sustain. I agree with that. That's a good one, Bob. Patsy Smith, lovely. Hey guys, Jack the Rabbit here. Aaron Short Music and Maury, everybody. What kind of mic are you using? Do you always use the same mic on these demos?
Yes, I do. It's a Rode NT5, so Nancy Tango 5. Okay. And I've used that mic for going on. I'd have to go back on my YouTube channel. Look, it's the only mic I've used for at least 5 years for that reason. So we can say that it's the same mic. It's extremely similar mic placement. If I'm off by a couple inches, it's not intentional. And I don't take the mic a lot closer to the guitar to make this guitar sound different from last week. My intention is to make a very transparent production where you can take the mic out of the equation because it hasn't changed.
We just had our first thumbs down, so thanks for that. Whoever gave us a thumbs down. Hey, I don't
probably
mind.
My mom.
Yeah, I don't mind. Or probably a Gibson fan, right?
Come on, Mom.
Or maybe it's Chris Martin.
Maybe it's Larry Fishman.
Larry Fishman, probably, yeah.
You know who it is? It's Shaler. It's the Grand Tunes guy.
Yeah, actually. I'm not, they're fine. You just got to check them. Chris Hull, OMJM has a simple dovetail neck joint. That's right. Yeah, the OMJM spec isn't that far off the 28, to be fair. It's just that if I was going to order one with the wider nut, I would get the 28. Steve Smith, sounds fantastic. Ken said, I thought the OMJM was mortise tenon. It was. They changed it to simple dovetail, which is why the price went up as well. I agree. It's very hard to make IR not to be too roomy. You need to make them short and use filters to handle it. Right, exactly. Like Fishman does that. Right. That's what you do. You want the mic sound, but you want to suck all the room out of it so you get that rounded sound without all the roomy sound. That's what someone needs to do. And then let you vary the amount of it. So it's more just like a pickup with a rounder sound. Thomas Moore, do they make an Addy in a Dread 28 version, or is that custom? Do they make an Addy Adirondack in a Dread 28 version, or is that... that would be a custom... No, well, the Modern Deluxe has Adirondack bracing.
Yeah, but that's a Sitka VTS top, so the answer is no. That would be custom shop.
Right. Yeah, the bracing is Addy, but the top is not. So that'd be a custom shop if you want Addy top. Bags mic with K. Okay, so BMO meant a Bags mic with a K&K.
That could be cool.
Yeah, that would be an experiment. So you rather than have the element for the low end, you'd have the K&K. Someone's done it on the acoustic guitar forum, but I don't know. Yeah, the Bags Anthem mic doesn't give you a ton of like body percussion, like the body sensors, like the K&K and the body sensors do. And then on the flip side of that, also doesn't feed back as much. So it's a trade-off. But I was playing mine today and I was doing some tapping on the guitar. It doesn't give you as much as like an actual K&K or a body sensor does. So I see where you're going with that. It'd be worth trying. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm not going to be the one to do that test. Did you ever compare a Bag's lyric to a K&K? I had a lyric installed. Sounds great because it is just a microphone, but I had feedback issues because it's just a microphone. K&K doesn't have that lovely hi-fi quality of the mic to it, and it also feeds back, but it feeds back less. As if you cut the low end out, it doesn't feed back, and it feeds back less than the lyric does. Lyric is good in very low volume situations, but it doesn't have enough punch for me. I listened back to the stream I just did yesterday. And, the Anthem still has some quack to it, but I don't mind it because especially live, it gives you that definition, that clarity. I think on the live stream is where I would use something like an IR to add, to remove that completely because it's on a live stream. But in the room, I like a little bit of definition in my sound because of the way I play. So Steve Smith is a simple dovetail neck joint, like a hybrid between mortise and tenon and a full dovetail neck joint. That's right. Did you ever compare the lyric to... Yes, I did. My strings answer is... Okay, hold your answers for the giveaway. We'll get to that very soon. Chris Hull, that's why you shouldn't drink and then put your guitar in its case. Yeah, I was drinking that night. Yeah. No, actually, I wasn't. The problem is that if the cover falls on the guitar, and I don't know. Just got to be... I know you got to be careful, but I just think it'd be nice to never have to worry about any of those kind of things with such a nice instrument. Rohit says, I've got a Seagull guitar with the trick. Yeah, the trick cases are good. They're pretty nice. I actually gave mine to a friend of mine because I don't like wearing it. It doesn't wear well for me because I'm so tall, but they are very nice to protect the guitar in something that's soft with a zipper and not have to worry about the case damaging the guitar. So I do recommend them just for storage alone. Really protects against humidity. Yeah, it does. And it's light. Yeah, it does. But it doesn't sit well on my back because it's like a hard foam, so it doesn't sit well on my back. So that's why I didn't keep it. But it's good for storage. The bag is gorgeous. Yes, it is. CEO-9 is gorgeous. Yes, it is. Trick cases are great. Yes, they are, especially for storing guitars in. Wolfpack guitar are very good value for money. They're the kind of cheaper version. They're pretty good too, but I haven't tested them for humidity, so be wary of that. I know the trick ones are good for humidity. Bob Dobson, most certainly. My 2001 D28 sounds amazing now it's opened up. Yeah, I believe wood does change over time. It has to. Danielle says, can you break down the CEO-9 part number? If a Martin guitar number does not start with a 0, O, D, or M, I haven't got a clue. Well, CEO-9 is because Chris Martin is the CEO of Martin Guitar. And the 9, I'm not sure. I mean, it's higher than the 7, so that's why I said it's It's got nicer appointments, which it does. But was there a CEO-5?
Yeah, and the 9 is the ninth CEO. It's a little
Ah,
bit of a catch-22 because the CEO-8, there was an 8.2. So not to get that technical about it, but this is the ninth CEO model. That's why it's 9.
so there's been 9 CEO guitars.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense now. So go back on Google, look up all the different CEO guitars. And they weren't all small bodies, were they?
No, the 8 is a big, uh, grand jumbo, gigantic
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and there must be more than 9 because there's an 8 and there's an 8.2. So there must, if I'm not forgetting, there's 10.
So CEO9, Chief Executive Officer 9. And bearing in mind that Chris doesn't really play much guitar or build guitars, it's interesting that, I mean, how much input do you think he has into the, I mean, does he say to Tim Teal, I want to make like a smaller body guitar and try something like one of those? Or does he actually go to him with a list of specs and say, right, we're making this guitar? That would be good to
Uh,
know.
he'll go to Tim and he'll give him an idea, and Tim will come back and say that's dumb. Don't let me tell you what to do, but don't do that. And I'm not saying they told me they say those things, but Chris doesn't hand Martin Tim Teal the rules, and Tim Teal doesn't completely tell Chris, I made a guitar, give me your name. But everything about this either was Chris's idea or started with Chris's idea and then got his approval. But everything from here to here, it's not just one of those things where they have to do it every year and I'll sign off on it. Chris is extremely hands-on, and Tim Teal certainly had a hand in. They asked Tim Teal, "What's your 2 cents worth?" Tim Teal, one of the smartest guys anybody knows. So
Yeah.
Tim Teal definitely had a part in it, but it is Chris's project for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet Tim in person. Bryle, you say it correctly. Bryle. Yes, good. Bryle. Thanks for joining us again. We appreciate it. Marco, can I pay from overseas and have it shipped to a US address? That's a good question.
Not with us, you can't. I'm sorry, and I don't like to get on here and give people bad answers, but we can't accept payment from or ship to an international address. I don't want to speak for other dealers, but as far as the question falling on, literally on us, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Can he send his friend in the US money? His friend buys it, you ship it to his friend, and then his friend ships it to him. I mean, technically, yes, right? Off the
If we
record.
didn't know, you probably could. We not to get sad or too serious. We definitely don't want to circumvent. Martin puts
Yeah.
dealerships and distributors in place. If we're going to take a sale away from you buying it locally, that's against the spirit of what Martin wants to let us do as a U.S. dealer. If somebody comes here from the U.S. and buys a guitar and eventually gives it to you and we didn't know, maybe that even has happened. But in the spirit
Yeah.
of things, and not to be a downer, we really wouldn't be part of that. And it's not that we want to give you all this information and then ask you to take the sale somewhere else. We do want to earn your business, but for those international customers getting excited about Martins, I really to uphold what Martin wants us to do as far as being a good dealer. It isn't something we could do, and it hurts to say that, but that's the way they have it set up.
If you ever come here on vacation in the future, I guess you could buy one while you're here, but then you've got the stress of taking it back home again and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, just buy local. I get why Martin do that. They want to keep everything separate and not have people compete with each other. I think that's fair enough. I think that's good.
Yeah, and we'd be happy to connect you with the guitar the right way. So off camera, of course, please, message us or email us, and we can certainly make sure we take the necessary steps to get you in the right channels. We want you to have the guitar that you want. It just probably can't come from our inventory.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Fair enough.
sorry.
Bryle says, love to see your own acoustic guitar collection. Well, it's just the one guitar, isn't it?
Me?
Yeah.
I have an OM28V. I have a 0028 Mari's Music Edition from '04. I've got a kit guitar that I built with the help of Tim Teal and John Hall. I have a American Deluxe Stratocaster. I have a Reverend Sensei. So it's 5.
Okay. So one week we'll have you just show your own guitar. When we get the better quality video from Ecamm Live, you can show off your personal collection. That'd be a good one. Nice. Okay. Kooky, I noticed that the old OM28V had only 3 frets with diamonds and squares. The new ones have a full pattern. Does Maury have the old 3-fret pattern?
You would think I know, wouldn't you? There's diamonds and squares short pattern and diamonds and squares long pattern. And I have not been this embarrassed in a long time. I don't know. I think I have the long pattern from 1998. Huh. I I'll go look right after we. Next time Aaron goes to a shot where I'm not on camera, I'll go look. But
Okay.
I think mine's long.
I'll do it. You can get that while I do the giveaway. Chris Hull says you like the Claire guitar because you've priced it not to sell. So there's a guitar you want to keep.
That is true. That's like, put yourself in our shoes. You and your wife become a Martin dealer, and the next year they come out with the Claire's guitar. I know all this time has passed, and that guitar is almost, symbolizes us becoming a dealer. So it's very, very sentimental to me, and it helps nobody bought it all this time. And the longer it goes without being sold, it's sort of like I can tell you straight face, everything in this store that we bought from Martin in 2003, 2004, that stuff's long gone, but that guitar is not. So it's kind of neat.
Tone Wars is here, my friend Jared. Hi, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Mike says, hi, Tone Wars. One day, Tone Wars will get he plays a lot of, I always say metal, but that undersells what he does. But one day, I don't think he owns an acoustic. So one day we'll have to get him to buy a Martin. Mike Jacobs says, hi, Tone Wars. Thomas Moore says, are you going to put a gold matrix Fishman in your custom John Mayer to go exactly like Mace? Oh, okay. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do an episode where you help me design the guitar. You tell me if you think I should do it or not. We'll do that. Because I honestly don't know. I mean, my gut feeling is if you order something to copy that one, you would get exactly the same as that one, as close as Martin are willing to do it. They're not. I know they're not willing to put his signature on it because then they don't remake guitars, like special guitars. They don't remake them. I also wouldn't necessarily want his signature on it or his logo on it. I think I'd want the exact same guitar, but with my initials on it, where his triangle thing is on the 12th fret or whatever. I'd rather have AJS, and then everything else exactly the same, and then. The only thing I would do different though is I would say I want the top grade wood, so there's no bear claw. I want top grade Engelmann spruce. The cosmetically perfect but one. Because I mean I'm sure his were perfect, but just in case I happened to get one that had a mark on it or something, it would like Kooky knows it would bug me. So I would do that just to make sure I got that top grade wood. And then a question for me then is John Mayer still, he's such a tone freak, is he still using that Matrix pickup live? Like when he tours next year, is he going to play that pickup? What if he turns around next year and has the anthem in there? Then I'd be like, oh, actually, I should have got the anthem put in. No, the good thing with that, Kooky said I'm too tall. That's rubbish because John Mayer is also 6'4". The good thing about the Matrix is there wouldn't be much in the guitar. They wouldn't give you that plastic thing anymore. They don't make them. They put the battery bag inside. You can pull all that out. You just have a hole where the undersaddle pickup went through, and Maury sells replacement saddles, so you can just pull it out. It's not a problem. And then the M pin's drilled out for the future. So I don't know. Like I said, I probably wouldn't ever gig it. It would be for recording and home use. I don't know. So watch this space. But my gut feeling is, yeah, what wouldn't you order the exact same specs he had and then just where his logo is, just have your initials or something? I think that's what I would do. And then, of course, that brings a new question of, does a pickup in the guitar devalue it? So if you order an amazing, beautiful custom guitar, or say I buy this guitar, Maury, the CEO-9, and I put a pickup in it, does it then devalue it in 20 years if I want to sell it? Will the buyer say, oh, you had a pickup installed, that's not worth as much money,
That's kind of funny because most cases it devalues it because the next buyer knows that you might think he doesn't want it. It never increases value. No one's going to say, I'll buy yours because it has a pickup in it already. Yet that person might be doing just that. They kind of have you over the coals there. That the next buyer knows your perceived value went down, so they're gonna use that against you. But
yeah, exactly. They'll use it against you. Even so, you spend like $400, put an anthem in there, and then they might want an anthem, but they'll say, "Oh, I didn't want an anthem, so I'll pay you less." And then they get a pickup in the guitar. That's a problem with electronics. That's a problem. That's why Martin didn't like the Aura F1 system, because those holes in the guitar are always going to be there. And if you don't get that pickup in 20 years' time, if you can't replace the parts, you're going to have holes in your guitar.
Yeah.
Luckily, if I had the matrix put in the guitar, it wouldn't matter because there's not really much change happening. Yeah, you drilled out the end pin jack. Who cares? That doesn't affect anything really. And you've got a hole. There's a pilot hole anyway, right? We've said before where the pickup goes through.
Yeah.
So you just drill through the hole. So yeah, I would have the Fishman Matrix Infinity installed, but with no side controls or anything like that. Just the
No.
and you can have those removed. The Fishman Matrix Infinity has those side controls, but you can have those disconnected if you take the pickup apart and change the jumpers. You cannot have the side volume control and tone control. So I would do that. That's what I would do. Kooky said, I'm too tall. My old OM looked like a toy in my hands. Yeah, but I used to play a Maton 3/4 size guitar that was even smaller than an OM. And it was actually a good thing. It was a selling point because people would walk into the bar and say, "Oh, why have you got such a small guitar?" It made people remember me. So I disagree. I disagree. And an OM isn't that much smaller on the face than a Dreadnought is. Let's face it, even a Dreadnought looks small on me. I'm 6'5", you know. And I don't really want to get like a huge guitar just to match the size of my body. Kooky, stop teasing me. I'm getting the guitar. You won't stop me. Take Swiss Alpine Spruce. No, I don't want to stop. Everyone's changing the specs. I want the John Mayer guitar. It sounded really good. It was 10 years old. It sounded great. The wood had matured. Shouldn't have sold it, but it had a narrow nut.
Can I ask you, Aaron? Would you buy it back if the price was right?
You know, if I'm going to be completely honest, one reason I want it back is that the videos would get a lot of views. If you look up video, if I covered Daughters on that guitar, it would get tens of thousands of views because people are always searching for John Mayer guitar or original guitar because they're so rare. So part of me wants it for that reason. That's not the right reason to own a guitar, just for views. And the narrow nut, yeah. I mean, actually, the Maton I have has a narrow and not. It's in between that and the 1 3/4. Doesn't really bother me. I mean, my Strat doesn't bother me. That's the same nut, right? That's why John Mayer likes it because he plays electric guitar a lot. So a lot of this stuff is psychological. You know, you're playing the guitar and you think, oh, it's got a narrow nut. Oh, I can't finger pick. Oh no, quick, get rid of it. It's all up here. It's such a small difference. It doesn't really matter. Would I have it back? Yes, but it wasn't worth $7,000 and it's certainly not worth $14,000. I mean, I'm glad that people are making that sort of money on those guitars, but why would you ever buy that when you could get your own? Like I want to do, be like a quarter of the price or a third of the price, whatever it is. It just seems crazy to me. It's not like John Mayer played it. I know it's collectible. I know collectible guitars are worth a lot of money and the value of that guitar will go up and up and up. But $14,000 for that guitar when you could have one made fresh from the factory. I don't know. That's a topic for another day. Would I like it back? I'd like to have it back for a few months to make some videos because the videos would get me views. But I'd rather own a new one that was made for me with a wider nut. I think that's, and I don't think it's worth the money. I mean, 14 grand. No, I would never pay that. Even paying 7 grand was a push. And I kind of knew it would go up in value. And it's a shame I didn't make money on that guitar. I think I should have done, but I just didn't. I'm not the kind of person to like buy something and sit around and wait for someone to buy it. And I'm not a buyer and seller. I'm a musician. I'm a music fan, you know. So, so I don't know. Maybe I should be. Maybe I should buy and sell guitars instead.
It's fun.
Yeah, Rohit said I was watching one of Aaron's other streams and his HD28 looked like a Dread Junior in his hands. Exactly.
Ah, see.
Kooky said, did you ever sell a vintage Martin?
For me? No, we've only ever done new guitars, so nothing. No, I haven't.
And Jack says, I won't buy a guitar if I know there's been an aftermarket pickup installed. Well, why? Why not? Why not? I don't understand. You know what? I'm reviewing this pickup. I got to fix something on it. But this is one of those my side pickups. Not a fan of soundhole pickups, but this sounds really good. It's a soundhole pickup. Look how small that is. The reason I like it is it's really small and it weighs nothing. Some of these soundhole pickups, like there's a famous one that's really big and heavy. It's like a brick in your guitar. This is really small, really light. There's no battery. You charge it with a conductive charger, lasts for 8 hours, and it's got a
Nice.
microphone to blend in. And I was recording some examples of this, and it sounds really, really nice. It sounds
Cool.
very natural. No quack, because it's a sound hole, and it's got a mic to add some air. And I just got an issue with it. I got to figure out with the company, but I'm going to be reviewing this. And I mean, I'm not against. I don't like the look of something in the sound hole myself, but it sounds good. I'm not against using something like this, or even just to plug this in when I want to play it on stage. Of course, the permanent installed under saddle is neither, and you don't see anything in the guitar. That's nice too, but I don't know. Pickups for me are just like they're just like a roundabout. I just can't, and I can't get off it. So there's for me, there's no right answer. I wouldn't put an Anthem in it probably, even though I don't think it makes a change, because I don't think I'd want to play it on stage. I think I would either want it completely acoustic or the Fishman Matrix. And then I just really hope Fishman do some Aura stuff next year that works with the Matrix, and I would be very happy with that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't have a guitar right now with a Fishman Matrix in it, so it's good for demos, but that's not a reason why I'd have that installed in a guitar like that. I don't know. I have to sleep on that. That's the question I hadn't thought about. I was watching one of Aaron's other streams. Yep, okay, did that one. Thanks for watching the stream, by the way. Maury, did you ever sell a vintage Martin? No, he didn't. Jackson, I won't buy a guitar if I know there's been a pickup installed. I want to know why that is, because I don't see why that's a problem. It's a bit like the strap button. Would you have a strap button installed? Well, the John Mayer one had one installed, and I mean, yeah, I think I would. I'd want to be able to wear it to stand up, even if it's just at home, I think. I don't know why Martin don't drill out the end pin and they don't install a strap button on all their guitars. I don't know why they don't just do it in the factory. Personally, some people say it's not traditional. For me, that's just normal now. Like, I want to wear a strap. I don't want to tie the strap around the headstock.
Nah.
I love it. Gibson SJ200, says Kooky. LOL. Remember, it's Martin copying the Gibson, copying the Martin, Kooky.
Yeah.
Bryle said it's true. It's psychological. Yeah, I think a lot of this stuff is. What's the guitar Maury's holding? Chris Howell says you're going to have to rewind and watch the replay because we've been talking about it for an hour and a half.
Back to the back of the line.
Bryle, if Aaron will buy and sell guitars, the name of his store would be Aaron's Music. That's so original. It's like, I mean, Maury's Music, you know, it's got the two M's. Aaron's Music, that doesn't sound right. It'd have to be Aaron's
John Mayer copies.
I think that exists on eBay already. Jack the Rabbit says, I don't want someone cutting a hole in the guitar when it didn't come with a hole to begin with. I do not like the sound hole pickups. Okay, I agree with that. But this is a very good one if you want something on a temporary basis. I would not install a strap button. Okay, I would install a strap button. Okay, Jack the Rabbit, what if the original guitar, the John Mayer guitar, had a pickup and a strap button in it, and I want to get the same one, would you still get the strap button and the pickup installed, or would you get it without those things? Maury, you go very often to Martin Factory. Did you try the guitars in the museum? What is your gut feeling compared to the current production? I know we have the best quality ever nowadays with CNC. What do you think of those old Martin museum guitars compared to the new ones? Do you think they have some sort of mojo?
I've only played a few of them. There were times that I was in the room where somebody like Mike Dickinson was, letting us play what's going on, and depending on the timing, I was there and had an opportunity, but someone else jumped in front of me, or it wasn't that I got to play a lot of them in there. I think the last probably 7 or 8 years, people that I really do trust have been on record saying this is some of the best stuff Martin's been doing. But to answer you politely, I can't really know much of the intimate details about the stuff that's in the factory from that many years ago. I really don't have enough of a working knowledge of the museum pieces to really answer that question fairly. But I do think Martin, they just keep improving it. There's nothing nostalgic about the stuff that's only a few years old because it's still now. Doesn't have a history to it. But going into the future, you're going to look back on these Martins from 2005 to now, and I really do think they're definitely improvements.
Maury, I tell you what, we've gone. So I've had such fun today. I feel very selfish talking about these guitars that I like. But next week, if you still have the OMJM, we shall do a very in-depth review of the OMJM, and we'll talk about this stuff more in that episode. I think that's the time to do it. We'll do a full-on John Mayer
Yeah,
in-depth
sounds good.
episode, and we'll talk about the OMJM. Who knows? Maybe I'll just get the OMJM. I'm looking at it right now. It looks good. Does it have a strap button? That's what I want to know. Do you know the answer to that?
I thought it did.
Okay,
I think so.
Jack the Rabbit said something. I agree with this. If it came from the factory, yes. If a random luthier didn't know, I agree. There's some real. I mean, I could do an episode talking about bad experiences I've had with luthiers doing things to my guitars. That'd be a very interesting episode. Obviously, I'd mentioned no names, but we should probably do that sometime. Yeah, I
I'd watch
agree.
that.
I agree. I mean, my Evan that does my guitars, he's just been through all my guitars the last few weeks. He's great. He's so good. He's one of the best. You know, some of these people you go to, can you imagine? Hey, can you drill a hole in this? I have a story where I had a pickup installed, and they left a ring around the input jack, and they said it wasn't them. And I said, well, who was it? The input jack fairies.
Wow.
I took it to. I was so upset. I went to the Martin factory on a trip, and I took it with me, and I showed them, and the Martin were very good. They actually it took a while. They actually kept it and cleaned it up for me, which is what I think the store should have done in the first place. You know, they ruined my guitar.
Yeah, wow.
So beware of those people. Now, if the factory are going to do it, yeah, I mean, if anyone's going to do a pickup install and a strap button install, it'd be the factory, right? Because then it's factory installed, and then you could say that on your listing as well: factory installed electronics and strap button. I think I mean, Maury does it, and Maury does it very well as well. He's only slipped on a few guitars. Just kidding, just kidding.
Jinx.
Whenever he does my guitars, but when I used to be able to go to the shop before this happened last year, he would drill out the end pin, or he'd put the strap button in, and he'd say, "Right, hold your breath, don't make a noise."
Yeah.
So scary. I could never do it. I could never do it.
It gets weird. I try to do it when no one's here. I just did a K&K this morning at like 7:30 this morning.
Oof.
I knew I had the place to myself. Nobody's over my shoulder. I'm not distracted, and it's just too easy for me. I can't do two things at once. So,
So Patsy Smith said Aaron's Acoustic.
Good name.
Don't give me any ideas now. Do Martin also? This is a question for you. I used to do like a kids teaching program. They wouldn't let you open another location within a certain radius area. So, am I allowed to open a Martin dealership in the same block as you, or is that not allowed?
No, we haven't really had to ask that question since 2003. But when we did apply, they were very cognizant of where we were going to put it. So they protect dealer territories where if somebody was already near Coaldale, they wouldn't have let us do it. Now that said, over the years, the internet has become bigger and bigger anyway, long before this past winter. Nowadays, who knows what kind of rules are there, but they certainly do protect dealer geography, at least the last time we asked, which is, 17 years ago now.
The OM28, the OMJM does not have a strap button. That's really, really interesting. But
at the neck. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they have a pickup but no strap button. That's really interesting. See, I just can't get my head around that, because if I've got a pickup in the guitar, then I'm going to have a strap button on it, you know?
That might be that's a good trivia question. That might be the only one in the Martin catalog that gives you electronics and not the button here. That's very strange.
And then the original version, I must have had one, because John Mayer uses a strap on stage, but I have to investigate that as well. I think, Maury, if you call Martin, they'll give you the original specs of the OM28 John Mayer, won't they? They'll give you a spec sheet. Yeah. So if we do the OMJM next week, then see if you can get hold of that.
Oh, all right. Good idea.
We're doing it. We got to do the giveaway. Every week we do this. We go on longer and longer. I love it, but I know some people have things to do. We'll do the giveaway in the next few minutes. Just finish the comments. So of course they're all from Kooky. Aaron's audio. Only clean tops here. Yes, very funny. Ha ha ha. I'm not OCD. Jack the Rabbit says if it came factory. Yes, I agree. yeah, very, very quickly, we'll cover this again in the future some more, but Colorado Capo, does the name Colorado Capo face me with a larger part on it, or does the smaller part face me?
Well, I jumped into your stream yesterday, which sounded very good, by the way.
Thank you.
And I'm not sure that I took the time to really watch. I certainly didn't see you using it. The Colorado Capo, and I'm showing mine on camera if you can see. You can have the blade attached this way
Okay.
or reverse. When I answered your
Ah.
question, I had thought you were showing the reverse because you can, maybe what I'm trying to say is you can get the yoke either from here, from the bottom, or from the top. And when I answered you, I know that I've got mine set up so that when the blade is in this
Let me make
direction.
you full screen. Hang on.
Okay.
So does it go on from the over the top or up from the bottom?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. It depends how you have the blade attached.
Okay.
I have my blade attached so that, let me answer you in reverse order. When the capo is on correctly, the blade should be reading Colorado Capo to you. So the long part of the blade, you can appreciate that that's short and long.
Yeah.
That does, when you stand the guitar straight up, you read Colorado Capo. That's how the blade should be. But
I thought
I hadn't taken into consideration how your blade was attached. I like to put the blade in and bring the Colorado Capo up from the bottom, because when I'm taking the capo off, I would rather do this than go and do that and accidentally.
So my blade is on wrong then. That's what it is. So I just pull it off and redo it.
Yeah, put the blade on in the reverse order.
Okay. I'm doing it now. So now I've got now it would close from the top and lock in that little thing, that button on the top there. And Colorado is facing me, so I've got more space for my finger to fit on the capo, right?
Correct. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so mine was on. Is there a right and wrong way around, or they just let you choose your preference, or what?
It's your preference. That's why I felt bad yesterday saying that there's no wrong way, but I was wrong in reacting to what we were trying to do. So
there we go. Colorado Capo. Now I know. I could have just read the instructions. Right.
Why do that?
Kooky says 2005 to now, and by the way, you can buy these capos from Maury. 2005 to now. Does it mean pre-2005s are duds?
Oh no, that was me just off the cuff. I've seen a lot of reports and forum posts about that's like around 2008, 2009. People were starting to ask, "Are we in the next big golden age of Martin?" And I pulled that number out of the roof here. So no, I'm sure you meant that facetiously, but
yeah,
no.
Kooky, see, overanalyzes everything. Jack the Rabbit. I have a great luthier, Gary Brewer. He rocks. Everyone needs a good luthier, like everyone needs a great hairdresser. That's why I need a new hairdresser. Okay. Soon be time for another hair. Can you believe it? I'm judging 2020 on the number of haircuts that I've had.
I'm going tomorrow for mine.
Oh, what? You just went. You just went. I want to go. That looks like something I would not want in my high gloss guitars. What, the capo? Yeah, I was thinking that when I put it on yesterday. I was a bit worried about putting it on the guitar, but actually no. Oh, I was trying to put it on from the top. Okay, but you put it on from the bottom, right? Now it has this pad on the back, which I was happy to see.
Yep.
And you just got to be careful. This isn't as easy to throw on as the G7th, but I do like the way that once it is on, you can adjust the tension on the back. And I do like the way this is angled, but so you can get your finger in there easier. We did an episode on capos. One thing I didn't mention is that some capos, those ones that clamp on really tight, like a vice grip, they are good when you bend strings, because some capos, like I love the G7th, but a friend of mine pointed out that when you bend strings, the whole string can move away because there's not enough tension on the. So they're good. They're good because there's not too much tension when you're doing like fingerstyle. But when you play lead, you actually need a load of tension so the string doesn't physically move in the slot.
That's a good point.
So this one is good because you can tighten it more if you want if you have that problem. But there is a place for more than one capo, from what I'm learning here. I love the G7. You were going to stock G7, weren't you? Did that ever happen?
We tried the 2 distributors that they recommended locally, and we kind of hit a brick wall and struck out. And then we got busy with something else, and on our own fault, we didn't go all the way right to G7. But it's something we're certainly going to get.
Yeah.
But to make your comment about how do you put the capo on, don't forget you only put it on once. Once you're done playing it, you park it back here.
Oh, wait, I got to switch to you. Oh, so you don't remove it.
So okay. I mean, not that you don't have to, but if the way I use it on mine, I leave it back here. So the whole ordeal about which way does it go on, I've only ever put mine on, a couple of times. And then of course string changes, but so it's not, you're not always putting it on there.
But if there's a volute, you can't do that.
No, mine has a volute, yeah.
Oh, it still works?
Yep, it's tight, but mine works. It's probably just a little bit uncomfortable for it, but yeah.
So would you leave it on the guitar all times, or would you take it off once you've done with your session?
I've left mine on. The only time I took it off was to restring it a couple, that's the only, yeah.
So there's no chance of that leaving a mark on the finish?
Well, full disclosure, it's on a guitar that has a mark everywhere else. So I'll be frank, I don't know. I don't expect it to be a problem, but I have not taken it and tested that about it on a regular guitar. But the one gig I was uncomfortable. I did this the first time I had one. I played a local restaurant, and I played a song, and I parked it during the next song. I didn't need a capo, and I was playing, and it wasn't tight enough, and it started in the middle of the song. It came loose from being here, and it danced all the way down to my hand, and I had to do some acrobatics to get it tight again. So make sure you really clamp it down. But
one of the first things I ever think about is will this accessory damage my guitar, like the case, the capo, everything. And then you play with a pick and you hit the guitar anyway, so it all seems silly. But yeah, these are very important things. But if you can leave it on there for your whole session, that's a good thing. Because I mean, I lost mine yesterday. I couldn't find the G7. I actually used it on the pickup comparison video. I clamped the strings down and loosened the strings to change the saddle, and I left it in my toolkit. That's why I didn't have it. So you're saying if you've got a guitar like your worn-in Martin, leave it on there, then you're never without a capo, right?
Somebody buys a CEO-9, you might get it because I'll forget it's on here.
that's a nice idea. Yeah, it's a nice idea. Free capo. Ken says it looks cumbersome to deal with. Yeah, it is more cumbersome to put on than the G7 because you've got to undo it, you've got to loosen the screw, you've got to put it on. But Maury's saying once it's on there, you can just leave it on. So in that respect, it's kind of easier. Yeah. I don't know. Maury's I haven't used it enough yet. Maury actually gave this for my birthday. Thank you so much. I haven't used it enough yet to have an opinion, but Maury is a big fan, so it must be.
But it's not not the only capo, and there's a lot of people love the Shubs, the Elliots, the G7s. You find one that you like, keep it.
G7 is great all round. I want to get a Shub just because sometimes when you play electric, you want that clamp on the neck. Just hope it doesn't mark your guitar, but sometimes you need that force to hold the strings down when you bend. And then this one I like for different reasons. I like this one because it's ergonomic and you can leave it on the guitar, so it's definitely worth looking into. Sure. Maury, what amp do you personally... Kookie's got all the questions today. What amp do you personally use? Do you still use the Mesa Boogie or the Bose L1?
I use the Bose L1 as a PA system, and I use the Mesa Boogie Lone Star is my electric guitar amp.
That's a nice amp. That's heavy.
And occasion, thank you. On occasion, I've used the Mesa Boogie Rosette as an acoustic amp, but I don't need an acoustic amp in most of my applications, so I use the L1 as either a PA system or a monitor, and the Lone Star as my guitar amp.
I have another amp review coming this week. It's behind me here. The Elite Acoustics DB58 battery-powered, very powerful 4-channel acoustic amp. So watch out for that review. Watch out for that review coming soon.
Nice.
They get nice reviews. Jack said, I use a capo that don't sell anymore. That sucks. I wish they did. What's the name of it? Let us know. Perhaps I can remake it and make a lot of money. Maury said he's done. We got to do the giveaway. Get out of here. You stopped selling Blue Ridge. Did you try Eastman? Would you sell another Asian-based brand if the quality and price was right? What is the next Blue Ridge?
Really, we looked at Eastman and Recording King and something else too. And even when we were still doing Blue Ridge, we kept trying to find who's doing Blue Ridge better than Blue Ridge. I would think logically Eastman would be the next one we would try. I'm not sure when it would be, but I've seen enough positive reviews from Eastman and Recording King. And the short answer is, if there's a brand I don't know of that I would find out about, yeah, we certainly would, be interested in doing that. That makes sense.
So, my friends keep asking me, like friends that are brand new to guitar during lockdown, like, what guitar should I get? And I was recommending like the Yamahas, like $200 and $300. I want to review one of them, like something really cheap, because I reviewed a guitar that was $60, and it's a guitar, but it's not something you're going to pick up and to be frank, it's not something you're gonna pick up and play, right?
No.
So that's a great question. Like, in that budget range, I mean, I what is the budget Martin? What's the cheapest Martin you can get? If you're brand new to guitar and you want the cheapest Martin that you can get, what is it? Is it the what's it called?
Probably the X series.
The X series, right? So are you looking to carry another brand that you feel might compete with that, or are you looking to go all Martin in the future?
We're not necessarily trying to stay all Martin deliberately, but we really haven't had a lot of time. We're so busy with Martin, which is a blessing. We haven't had the time to devote a lot of research into what would be better than Blue Ridge, and consistently better, not better now and sort of a fad or something that's going to come and go. And from what I'm told, I think Eastman certainly does compete with Martin, but I don't know that it competes with Martin at $500. And if you can get an X series guitar between $600 and $700, I don't know that there is anything besides Blue Ridge that I know of that I would really feel like you take, put yourself in my position, not something like a guitar or two guitars, a line of guitars we could get and really do well with consistently, and they would keep doing well for us. That the time we take to put the demo reviews and all the things we put into a guitar brand on social media and programs like this, to do that for something like an Eastman or a Recording King, we'd really want to be staying with them for quite a long time. So it's just logistics, really. I bet you it's going to be Eastman, but I can't say for sure when.
Would this affect your relationship with Martin, though? So is it better to go all Martin? Would they be nicer to you if you went all Martin? If they knew you were also stocking Eastman guitars, would they? Does that affect your business relationship at all?
I don't think so, because if you really watch, I would imagine stores like us are in the minority, where most really good Martin dealers also carry, Gibson, Taylor, Fender, any of the big chains that carry Martin. Martin gets along with them fine, and they probably have, some of them might have 15 brands of guitars and then a bunch of keyboards and drums. So I don't think so. The relationship we've built over the years with them, I've never had the reason to ask, but I don't expect any friction for that at all.
That's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good, and it's good if you have different stuff. I think, like, the Blue Ridge thing was interesting. Jack the Rabbit said Taylor make a capo like the Colorado capo. I don't think they do. Yeah, the way it attaches, yeah. But I think the Colorado with that slope thing is that's probably they've probably got a patent on that, haven't they?
They definitely do. Yep.
Yeah. There's several capos that attach that way. Like, I can't think what it is now. I used to have one, but the way that stays out the way of your finger is the plus of that one. All right, this is what we're going to do. We've still got, you guys stuck around today for almost 2 hours. We really appreciate it. We've consistently had 28 viewers. Awesome. Give us some thumbs up. I don't care. Give us thumbs down if you want. Apparently with YouTube, if you get a thumbs down, it still counts as interaction. Doesn't matter. So give us a thumbs up and let's do a giveaway. And I'm gonna give you Maury's question, and I'm gonna give a question, and whoever gets both answers correct will win the strings. Okay? Because you've already had time to look up Maury's question, so I'm gonna give you one as well. All right. So get ready. We're gonna do it very soon. I'm just gonna finish. Okay. No more comments. I'm gonna go through the last of the comments so we don't miss any, and then we're gonna do the giveaway, and then we're gonna wrap it up. We'll see you again the same time next week. So Kooky said, I must compare the Eon Compact with the Elite Acoustics. Yeah, but different price points. The Elite Acoustic is twice the money. Also more headroom, more inputs, everything else. Great amp though. I've already used it. It's great. I'll be reviewing that this week. Watch out for that. Please subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't. Jack the Rabbit says, They make a newer version, dual action Dunlop Planet Waves NS Pro. They make oh, that's the one he likes. And they make a triple action now. I haven't tried that one. Maybe I should. Maybe it's better. Isn't that always the thing we say to ourselves? Maybe it's better. Try the Eastman E60M, E20M, TC E40. So Kookie's liking the Eastmans.
Nice.
So try those.
Thank you.
He says the other Eastmans are too bright, so I'll probably like them. Bryle says Asian bass guitar. Have you heard Maestro guitar from Singapore?
No.
You know, that's the thing. The affordable market can be really high quality now, like really good. I mean, those I'm probably gonna get one of those Yamahas. But they're like solid top, 6 spruce, solid rosewood back and sides. You know, they have the narrow nut because they're for students, but like the beginner tailors are for students. But yeah, that lower end is really good. I think Martin are more in the higher end. I think people go for Martin, they want the HD28s, the OM28s. I don't know if they're looking to do that kind of $300 guitar stuff. But you can get some great guitars now, which is great. It means more people can get their first guitar. My first guitar was a Yamaha. Had that until about a few years ago. Even when I sold it on, I was like, this is a great sounding guitar. And that wasn't even solid wood. Jack the Rabbit, Bryle, that's my next purchase. There you go. Jack does have great taste in guitars, I will say that. Kookie, E1OM and E1D at $500. I'll be looking these up as well. Very
wow.
Cool. Great deal. So look up Eastman's, Maury. Almost bought just for the bang for the buck, but I do own too many guitars already. So do I. But there we go. Right, we're gonna do the giveaway. Okay, so this is fun. We should do this more often. So what is, first of all, thank you very much, everyone. Let's reward someone. Let's have some fun. So the prize is is it a certain gauge, or they can choose the gauge?
You can choose the gauge if we have it in stock. It's going to be an authentic acoustic Martin phosphor bronze. I know we have 11, 12, and 13 in stock, so you can choose.
Okay. And is this one set of strings?
Yes.
Okay, one set of Martin strings. And are we shipping outside the USA or only USA?
Only in the USA. So if you win, give me a friend or relative in the US if you don't live here.
Okay, so USA only. You've got to answer both questions correctly. The first person to answer both questions correctly wins. And if you're not, you can still enter, but if you're not in the USA, the first person in the USA will win. Okay, so here we go. Maury's going to ask his question, and I'm going to ask my question. Go.
Here we go. Chris Martin was vacationing when he came back with the idea to do a guitar made of mango. Where was Chris Martin vacationing in that story?
And what year was John Mayer born? Go. We have a 30-second delay, so now that kind of kills it for me. Oh dear. Da, 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 da. So where was Chris Martin vacationing when he had the idea for the CEO? Is that right?
Yep. The
Okay.
9.
The CEO-9. Where was Chris Martin vacationing when he had the idea for the CEO-9? And an easier one from me. What year was John Mayer born? You got to answer both of them and get them both correct, and you win a set of Martin strings. So either there's a long delay on YouTube, or they just don't want your strings. I don't know. Here we go. Oh, BMO, no, not quite. Jack the Rabbit, no. Okay, I have a problem. I don't know the answer to Maury's question. I didn't want to say the answer.
Oh, I have to get on.
Can you see the chat, Maury?
I have to go on YouTube. It's going to be a delay. I can't see it, but I'll check it out.
No, it's fine. We didn't coordinate that very well. I need to know your answer to know who both got it correct. Okay, is it Cape May?
No.
No, okay. You've got to answer both of them correctly. BMO, no, that's not right. Jack the Rabbit, that's not right. Thomas Moore, that's not right. I guess it's a harder question than I realized. Yeah, but
Gonna be here till 7 o'clock.
Chris Howell, we need both answers. What year was John Mayer born? And in the same answer, where was the CEO-9 conceived? I want both answers in one comment. Hey, this is a good way to get comments on the stream, Maury. Let's do this again.
Yeah, but it's like 2 hours into it.
You can Google it. It's fine. I don't mind. Just give me the answer.
Tune in next week for the thrilling conclusion of this giveaway.
Actually, is your question answered on Google? Is this something you just randomly know? That's the problem.
Oh yeah, I don't know that that's something Google knows.
Maybe no one knows the answer to Maury's question.
Well, how about then whoever just answers Aaron's question, and I'll just tell you the answer after it's all over.
All right. The answer to my question was 1977. And the first person to say 1977, BMO said 76, Jack the Rabbit said 74, Thomas More said 1977. So I'm going to declare Thomas More the winner for that. Well, okay. What's the answer to yours then?
Hawaii.
Chris Howell said Hawaii. Can we give one to each of those two guys?
Yes, we can.
Okay, that's fair enough. So Thomas More, if you're in the USA, and Chris Hull, if you're in the USA, send Maury your address. He'll send you a set of Martin strings of the gauge of your choice.
Thomas, you get the wound strings, and Chris, you can get the E and the B and the G. How's that?
Oh, and then later on, Chris Hull said Hawaii 1977. Very cool. Yeah, that's a good story. Can we have the full story next time? We're gonna have to wrap this up. It's been a 2-hour show. It's been awesome. I love this show. It's so much fun. Thank you all. This is great. So next week, if Maury has it, we're doing the John Mayer guitar. So beware. That could be another long one of my thoughts.
Watch out.
I think it'll be good. I'll get all that stuff off my chest. We'll just do a whole episode on it, and we'll hear it, and then maybe after I hear it, your OMJM, I won't want it anymore. Or maybe I'll want an OMJM. That'll be an interesting episode.
Like an exorcism kind of, right?
Right. So we'll expel the John Mayer next week, and if you sell that guitar, we'll do a different one. But that's fine. Great. Yeah, thanks, Evan. Great comments today. Great. Lots to think about.
I'm glad I got a more comfortable chair.
Yeah. I'm glad you did too. We've come right up to 2 hours. It's been a great show. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We would not have a show without you. So thank you for spending your time with us. It's really great.
Thank you.
It's so much fun. Tell your friends about it. Please do. Subscribe to my channel, ring the bell. Subscribe to Maury's channel, ring the bell. He also goes live with all the guitars he gets in every week, so you can also hear them on his stream as well. And I look forward to next week. And again, this week I've definitely got the acoustic amp review coming. I've got the Optima Air demo, or I might go live with that, do a first reactions with that. So
cool.
That'll be really cool. Yeah, some really cool stuff coming actually. I'm kind of excited. And Thursday, I got the guys from On Song, the app On Song. So it's for lyrics and chords. Everyone they're doing an interview on Thursday, earlier than usual. So watch out for that coming. I've got a great week coming up. Looking forward to it. And if we do John Mayer next week on the OMJM, that'll be fun as well. All right, everyone, guys and girls, thank you so much. If you're interested in this guitar, and you should be, or any other Martin, give Maury a call and just keep chatting. He loves to chat. All right.
Thank you so much, guys. Aaron, it's been a pleasure.
It's been great. It's so good to have this time to release all this guitar gas and talk. It's all right. Thanks, everyone. Everyone, be well. Enjoy the music this week, and enjoy your guitars. And we'll see you next week, or else we'll see you soon. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And congrats.